Indeed, welcome to another episode of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, episode number 35, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is the Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyles platform, Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell. It's a new episode on Thursday, January 16th, 2025. Let's get into it, man. First one's getting to the Ohio State Notre Dame matchup. It's all set up. National championship game is going to be here on Monday night. These two teams are going to be meeting for the right to win the national championship. We're gonna start with Notre Dame winning a riveting coming from behind win against Penn State, 27-24. They were trailing by 10-0. Then after that, give credit to Steve Angeli, this backup quarterback. He filled in for concussed Robbie Leonard, the quarterback. Came in and did his job. He led them to a field goal, got it done. And without that, maybe they would have lost this game, Notre Dame. But give credit Notre Dame offensively with the backup quarterback filling in for Riley Leonard, who was hurt with a concussion. He was in concussion protocol. He was able to lead to a field goal. It was 10-3 at halftime. In the second half, that's when the game returned to a classic where it went back and forth. Notre Dame was able to tie the game up, tie it at 10-10. And big time run by Riley Leonard. He played very well in the clutch, got it done. Then a strong run by Jeremiah Love to make it 17-10. And then here comes Penn State. They come back and score and tie the game up with two touchdowns. Actually took the lead 24-17 with Nicholas Singleton scoring a couple of touchdowns from 7 yards out. And he was able to get it done and make it happen. And but Notre Dame bounced back. The passing game not really their strength. The strength of their offense is really their running game. Jaden Greathouse had a big time game, over 100 yards catches, 100 yards receiving, on 7 catches, like 105 yards, scoring a long touchdown pass, went all the way for a touchdown to tie the game up. Then the turning point was when quarterback Drew Allar, Penn State um, quarterback, threw an interception. It was picked off by Christian Gray, and they was able to have a short field, Notre Dame. And they was able to capitalize on that, and they was able to get a field goal from Mitch Jeter from 41 yards out, and that was all she wrote. Notre Dame won the game 27-24 to advance to the national championship game. So it was a great game, great football game, great comeback by Notre Dame. Their resiliency was in full effect. They got it done, and I'll give them credit. 54-yard touchdown from Jaden Greathouse from quarterback Riley Leonard tied the game up with 4:38 to go. Then after that, Mitch Jeter hit the with 7 seconds left, made a field goal for 41 yards, but it was due to the turnover that was forced by the defense of Notre Dame. Christian Gray making an interception to give him a short field, and that was all she wrote. They was able to work their way to the game-winning field goal, the simple 19-yard drive, because he picked it off Christian Gray at the Penn State 42-yard line. So they had great field position. Just had to work their way into that place to get the right yardage and the right field position, get into field goal range, and they was able to capitalize on it. So Notre Dame's in the national championship game, trying to capture their 12th title. Their first is 1988. They'll play for the national championship on January 20th in Atlanta against the Ohio State Buckeyes. And give credit to Ohio State Buckeyes. This game, look at it, the final score was 28-14, but it was not a blowout. It was not a convincing win. Texas had so many opportunities to win this game. The turning point of the game to me was before halftime. The score 7-7. They throw a simple screen pass. Quarterback Will Allen throws a screen pass right to Trevion Henderson. He goes all the way 75 yards. Your job by the offensive line making the blocks so you can go run and use this free. He got so much speed to burn, and he just couldn't be caught from behind. He was able to take a 14-7 lead. That was a turning point in the game because number one, they had the lead. They would not relinquish. That's the key right there. That stands out. They always had control of this game. Now, give credit to Texas in the third quarter. With 3:12 to go in the third quarter, Jaden Blue caught his second touchdown pass for Quinn Ewers to tie the game up 14-14. But then in the fourth quarter, with 7:02 to go, Quinshawn Judkins scored to make it 21-14. Then the play of the game, with Texas on the doorstep of trying to tie the game up. Fourth and go. Everything on the line. They need to get a touchdown on 4th and goal. Here comes Jack Sawyer, strips Quinn Ewers, turn the fumble 83 yards, and scores a touchdown to make it 28-14. That was a huge play. That was on 4th down and goal from the 8-yard line. So they was right there trying to knock on the door and get that touchdown. But they credit to Sawyer came in the nick of time. That's what you gotta do. Big time plays make big time plays in big time games, in big time moments, and that's what you gotta do. In the game with the game on the line, that's what you gotta do. You gotta come through with a big play. You gotta make a play. And that was huge. That was the longest form return in college football playoff history. He was able to make that big time recovery and score and make it 28-14. That was all she wrote. And now Ohio State will be playing University of Notre Dame on Monday night. And now that's all she wrote, man. That's the game right there. So that was 83 yards from Sawyer. That was a big time play. So now everything's set. The Ohio State versus Notre Dame matchup is all set. Now let's get into the preview and the prediction for this national championship game that will be played on Monday night. The thing about this game from my perspective, is that you gotta keep your eyes on the offense of Notre Dame against the Ohio State defense. Can Riley Leonard throw the football? Can he get the ball to Jaden Greathouse's hands to make the play? That's what it's about. What can they do in the passing game? Jaden Greathouse had a big time game. Caught 7 passes for 105 yards, made a big play. You got to be the playmaker in this game. You will have to be the playmaker. He had 7 catches for 105 yards in the recent game against Penn State. They have to definitely run the football. That's their strength. But what they're gonna do in the passing game, that's what we want to see. They ran for 117 yards. Both Jeremiah only had 46 yards rushing. Leonard had 35 yards rushing. Jadarian Price had 13 yards rushing. So they didn't run the ball particularly well, Notre Dame. That's their strength. But offensively, that's what made the difference in this game. 23 yards, passing by Riley Leonard, and 105 of those yards that was thrown from Leonard was to Greathouse. And he has to be a big time factor, an X factor in the passing game. That's one see. Also, Notre Dame's defense against the Ohio State's offense. Can they get a pass rush on Will Allen? Can they take away Jeremiah Smith? Can they take away his big play ability? Can they generate a pass rush, neutralize, and throw a monkey wrench between that quarterback wide receiver combination of Will Howard and Jeremiah Smith? Can they take that away? Notre Dame's defense. They got to do great with a pass rush. Stop the run. Travion History is definitely dangerous. Definitely dangerous with the passing game. Obviously 75 yards last week against Texas. So keep your eyes on that. Can Notre Dame stop, the running game and stop the passing game of Ohio State? I think Notre Dame has to play out of their mind for us, scoring a lot of points, putting up a lot of points on the scoring end for as passing game concerned. I think that's what they gotta do. They gotta definitely open it up. You don't want to get a shootout with Ohio State. Yes, you want to play time possession, dominate the clock. You got a strong running game. Yes, offensive line going to do their job, but they definitely got to put up some points on the scoreboard. Because I think when you look at this game, Notre Dame is ranked number 2 in points allowed, 14.3 points per game. They're number 9 in yards allowed with 298.3 yards per game. So they're really good on defense. They're very optimistic. They're able to forcing turnovers. They're very aggressive. When you look at this offense of Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith is the favorite target for Will Howard. Keep your eyes on that matchup, that key matchup. How do Notre Dame face Jeremiah? How they take him away? What they gonna do? And obviously Notre Dame can run the football. Riley Leonard ran for 866 yards this year. Jeremiah Love leads the team with 1,121 yards rushing. So keep your eyes on that. So there's so much things you can keep your eyes on. When you look at Ohio State, they lead the nation in points allowed. They're only giving up 12.2 points per game, and yards allowed with 251.1 yards per game. They have 51 sacks. So this is going to be a great game. I think it's going to be in the 20s. But I think when it's all said and done, I think Ohio State win the national championship. It wouldn't shock me if Notre Dame wins, but both these programs are starting for a championship. Notre Dame has not won a national championship since 1988. Last time Ohio State won national championship, you gotta go back to 2014 when they had the inaugural college football playoff back in 2014. That's the last time these two teams. I mean, last time Ohio State has won a championship. Last time Notre Dame won a championship, you got to go back to 1988. So I think the revenge tour for Ohio State will continue. I think they're going to get it done. Obviously, it started with their loss to Michigan. Then they went on a rampage. They've been dominant ever since, winning convincing games against University of Tennessee by 25 points. Then they went and beat Oregon in the Rose Bowl by 20 points. And then they won a matter of fact game, a close game. Then the score shows 28-14. Now they're in that championship game. So keep your eyes on that. I'd like Ohio State, man, to win this game. I just think that this is their year. They turned it around big time, and they're on a mission. They're on a revenge tour. That's why I call it revenge tour. 41-21 against Oregon, no one team in the country. They beat Tennessee before that, 42-17, 28-14 against Tennessee. I think it's going to be a very high scoring game, 20 points, over 20 points, at least 24-20 type of game in favor of Ohio State. Ohio State's favored by 8, but I think it's going to be very closer than the 8 points that they're favored by. I think it's going to be very competitive. I think Notre Dame definitely going to hold it down, but I think the shortcoming for Notre Dame is probably going to be in their passing game. Can they score a lot of points in the passing game? I don't think so. I think they can match up well with Ohio State, but I think Ohio State will prevail and win this coming Monday night. So that's it, man, as far as that's concerned. Look at the preview and predictions of the Ohio State Notre Dame game and the championship game. That'll be it for that. That's all needs to be said about that. The last time Ohio State won that championship, 2014. That's the last time. So that's it for Notre Dame's been a long time since 1988 since they won that championship. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to be a very good game. And it's refreshing because when you look at this matchup, there's no SEC representation, no Georgia, no Alabama. You're accustomed to seeing them two teams always playing in the championship game all the time. You used to seeing that, but you haven't seen it yet. Seen it this year, and I think that's a good thing. It's a refreshing thing. So I think from that perspective, this should be a great game. Should definitely do a high rating. It's going to be a challenge because obviously you got the divisional playoff round this coming weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to see how the ratings do. Will people be fatigued by all the football that was played in the professional league with the NFL divisional playoff? Would it be ready to go and get ready for this major championship game between Notre Dame and Ohio State? We'll see how the ratings go. But that's the narrative about this national championship game. This is going to be a great game, like Ohio State win national championship. All right, so what's next on the block is the NBA, National Basketball Association. Tonight you got Oklahoma City versus Cleveland. These two teams met last weekend. That was last week rather, on Wednesday. That was a great game. They're playing again for the final time. Thus, after that, they probably face each other in the NBA Finals. But right now, this is a blowout, man. OKC is dominating Cleveland. This game is in Oklahoma City. Last week when the Cleveland won, it was in Cleveland. This game's in OKC, and this is a rout right now. It's in the third quarter, where OKC is winning big right now, 106-70 with 4:16 to go in the third. So this is a wipeout. It's about two teams. Cleveland is 34-5 going to this game, and the Thunder is 33-6 in this game. Look like they're going to win this game. They are 108-70, so they'll go to 34-6. While 34-6 would be the record for Cleveland at this game. Unless there's a major comeback, this looks like this game is over. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, you make case he's the best player in the league right now, especially like in the first half of the season. Nikola Jokic can be able to give a case with him. But this Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is outstanding right now. 36 points, 15 to 22 from the field. They're playing crisp basketball. They're winning right now 110-72. This game is officially over. 38 points for Gilgeous-Alexander. He has 38 right now. This dominant performance, 22 for Dort, 17 for Williams, Jalen Williams, that is. So this is a big time route for this team. These teams may make it to the finals and play each other. We'll see. But the NBA then full swing uh, right around the corner is the All Star break. So right now, these two teams that are playing right now have been the two best teams in the NBA all year long. I mean, Cleveland and OKC's been flat out the best teams. There's been no other team. It kind of surprising, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, because no Boston Celtics, no Denver Nuggets, no Minnesota Timberwolves, no Knicks, no Golden State, none of that. It's been all about Cleveland and OKC and everybody else in that perspective. And how they going? It's going to be a split because, like I said, last Wednesday they played each other and they lost by a score of 129 to 122. OKC, they lost that game. Also, Cleveland had their 12-game winning streak snap. They lost to Indiana 129-122 in favor of Cleveland. Jarek Allen 25 points, Evan Mobley 21 points. 15-game win streak snap by Cleveland when they beat OKC last week. Now OKC is returning favor to Cleveland tonight with a blowout with a rout. So like I said, that game, that matchup may be the future of the NBA for us, NBA Finals this year, or and moving forward in the future. Not just this year, but in the years to come. You never know. We'll see. But that was a big time win for them. Let me go to the Cleveland losing to Indiana. I think that was on Sunday. Yes, they lost 90. So I'll be accurate with this. Yes, they lost to Cleveland at home. Cleveland lost at home. Had a 12-game win streak snap. They lost at home to the Pacers, who was 22 and 18 with that win. Andrew Nembhard had 19 points. Pascal Siakam had 18 points, had 9 rebounds. They snapped the winning streak at 12, win convincingly on the road. Um, Big time win, 108 to 93 was the final score in that game to give Cleveland their only their fifth loss of the season. So that was a big time impressive win by the Pacers. Now Turner had 15 points, 10 rebounds. Jarius Walker had 8 points and 12 rebounds off the bench. And Indiana, with this win, they had won their sixth straight in that game. Also, they held the Cleveland Cavaliers to a season low in points, outscoring them 68 to 40 in the second half. And Cleveland lost for the first time since December 8th at Miami. So they record was 33-5 at the loss. Also 22 at home in Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. That was definitely a big time win for them. Again, you're not gonna win every game. Look at these two teams, man. Can this team in Cleveland win 70 games possibly? Team to play at a high level of football. I mean, high level of basketball. Can that happen? Right now, you also got Detroit versus Indiana. This is an interesting game. Detroit definitely is looking good right now. Right now, they about to lose. Looks like it was in 105 to 94. But Pistons definitely have overachieved this year. Great job by JB Bickerstaff with the acquirements of Tobias Harris, the acquirements of Tim Hardaway Jr. has definitely paid dividends. Malik Beasley coming off the bench. Right now they're losing 105 to 95. But look at the Pistons. They're 2 games over 500. 121. Excuse me, 21-19. They're looking very good. Maybe the most surprising team in the league this year has been the Pistons. The way they turned around from last year, going 14-68 to where they're at now is just impressive. That's a scenario with that when you look at the NBA landscape. Let's say with that, we look at the NBA landscape. So keep your eyes on the Cleveland, man. Keep your eyes on OKC. Um, those are two best teams in the league. That's how it's been. The narrative is coming. When it comes to um, the first half of the season, 34-5, about to be 34-6. They're about to lose this game after 40 games. They're going to lose. They're getting blown out right now by OKC. OKC will be 34-6. That'll be their fourth straight win. Houston's playing well. They won five in a row. They 27-12. Great job. You make case they're the most surprising team in the league. Uh, and Udoka, the things that he's done, that team looks very, very good. They 27-12. Yeah, Detroit is in seventh place, 21-19 record. Like I said, I mean, this team has definitely turned things around. Detroit, they were 14-68, now they're 21-19. A dramatic change for this team. Without question, that's a big time. It's amazing. All right, so that's it for the NBA landscape. As far as NBA is concerned, now we're going to recap what took place in the National Football League. National Football League had a lot of great, not that many great games in Wild Card Weekend, man. Mostly every game was a dud. The only game that was really interesting was obviously the Washington Tampa Bay game. So Jaden Daniels continued to show what he's made of, that he's a future uh, star in this league. Got a long way to go, but he's off to a great start. Right now, update with the Thunder and the Cavaliers. This is a route, man, 119-81. About to go into the fourth quarter. Shea Gills Alexander has 40 points. So that's a wrap. Thunder don't win that game. All right, so let's get into some National Football League talk. That's going to be the remainder of the show. Break down what took place in Wild Card Weekend, get into the divisional playoffs, and also get into what I think we're going to win this week, and also get into on this day in sports history for January 16th. So let's get into it. Also, when we look at the ratings were down last week as far as wild card weekend. 9.3% from last year was a bigger decline than what the league experienced during the regular season. The six wild card round games had an average of 28.3 million viewers on television and digital platforms compared to 31.2 million last year. The two Saturday games held steady, while the Sunday and Monday matchups saw declines. The biggest takeaway from the weekend is that the audience have made to one of the games being on a streaming service, which is ridiculous. Amazon Prime Video, man, this is crazy. I couldn't even watch that game because I don't even have Amazon Prime Video. I was going to buy a subscription. No way. Anything to make money. Terrible job with the NFL. Baltimore's victory over Pittsburgh averaged 22.07 million. Is a record for the most watched game on Prime. It surpassed 17.29 million for the Detroit Green Bay game on December 5th. It was a 3% drop from last year's 23 million average on Peacock for Miami Kansas City matchup. The most viewed game of the weekend was Philadelphia's victory over Green Bay on Fox, averaging 35.6 million. And in the Sunday late afternoon window, it was a decline, 11% decline from the Packers Cowboys game on Fox that aired sometime last year. Washington's comeback win over Tampa Bay was the best game by far in wild card weekend on Sunday night, the most competitive of the wild card round, averaged 29 million on NBC, but it was down though 19% from a year ago matchup between the Rams and the Lions. Houston's victory against the Los Angeles Chargers in Saturday's first game on CBS averaged 25.6 million, only 1% off from the Browns Texas game on NBC last year. Buffalo's blowout of Denver in Sunday's first game averaged 31.1 million on CBS. That matched the audience from last year's Steelers Bills game and was delayed until Monday afternoon due to weather. The Rams' rout of Minnesota on Monday night averaged 25.3 million on ESPN and ABC, down 13% from last year's Eagles Buccaneers game. So the league averaged 17.5 million during the regular season, while it was the sixth highest average dating back to 1995. It was a 2% decline from 2023. So Prime Video's Thursday night football package was up 11%, but Monday night football on ESPN and ABC was down 14%. The Monday night football had three fewer simulcasts on ABC, which contributed to the decline. So the ratings were down this past weekend. See what happens with the divisional playoff round. See what happens with that. Things will be different. Now let's start with the Chargers and the Texans. This game, I thought the Chargers were gonna win this game, but this terrible job by the Chargers, man. Justin Herbert, this is on him. He played terrible. Through career high four interceptions. This gave the game away. Maintained them away from the Texans, but when you look at this game, it should have been 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. As far as the Chargers are concerned, they only settled for field goals. Cameron Dicker, 35 and 39, respectively. I think when you look at this matchup, Chargers did their job offensively, defensively. They did their job on defense. You know what I'm saying? The problem was the offense didn't do their job. They need a number one receiver, obviously, but McConkey played great with the feet. When you look at this game, just he threw too many interceptions. Then think about Herbert. He played so well during the regular season for taking care of the football. Man, he only threw 3 interceptions. So he waits to the inopportune time to play poorly in the postseason and throws 4 interceptions, one of them for a pick six. So that's just a terrible job by Justin Herbert. Just can't do that. Cannot give the other team another chance by throwing the ball away. Got sacked 4 times. He was uncomfortable in the pocket, but you gotta play better. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play better. Now give credit to the Texans. They handled their business. See, they Stroud threw for 282 yards, including the touchdown pass to Nico Collins. CJ Stroud joined Pittsburgh's Ben Roethlisberger, Baltimore's Joe Flacco, New York Jets Mark Sanchez, Seattle's Russell Wilson, Brock Purdy of San Francisco as quarterbacks to win playoff starts in each of their first 2 seasons. Nico Collins finished with 7 catches for 122 yards. It's a set his franchise playoff record, while Joe Mixon, who ran for 106 yards in the score. But Herbert was terrible, man. 4 interceptions, and yeah, he was 14 and 32. He was 242 yards passing, 40.9 passer rating. Terrible. Gotta do better. Now he's 0-2 in the postseason, so he has the opportunities to make up for lost time. But they just need to get a number one wide receiver. They're gonna get better on defense, but we'll see. In this league, things change, but they should be better next year. We'll see. So the Texans move on to the divisional round the sixth time. They'll try to advance to the AFC Championship game for the first time, which I don't think will happen against Kansas City. I don't see that happen. I think they're gonna lose to Kansas City. Now Joe Mixon of Houston Texans may not play. He's questionable to play against the Chiefs, so that's not good if you're a Texans fan because he's dealing with this ankle injury. So he's listed as questionable. He did not practice today. He was limited in Wednesday's practice, so this is not the first time he's had ankle injuries. He missed week 3 to week 5 um, after suffering the ankle injury in week 2 against the Bears. He returned next week, week 6. So we'll see how he plays because if he don't get be ready, then forget it. Yet they're not gonna win this game. He's their workhorse. He's a guy that has a lot of experience playing with Cincinnati and being in playoff games and stuff like that. So he knows how to get the job done. So we'll see what happens. Was that concerned? All right, the next game was not a surprise. Baltimore dominated Pittsburgh. They ran for almost 300 yards. A big time running game was in effect. Jackson did good enough in the passing game. Obviously, they didn't have the services of Zay Flowers, but don't matter. They was able to do what they wanted to do up front. Long consuming drives. That's what mattered in this game. Long consuming drives. You know, time consuming drives. They dominate the time of possession. I think that's the thing that stands out in this matchup. The time possession was dominated by the Baltimore Ravens. The way they just dominate up front and control the clock. That's why they won this game. Had the ball for almost 40 minutes. They had the ball for 39 minutes and 33 seconds, 464 yards of total offense, 29 first downs. But the thing that stands out is just not just the time of possession, but the drives that they had that led to these touchdowns that they scored. I mean, that's the thing that stands out. I mean, the first touchdown that Baltimore scored, that they went 95 yards on 13 plays. They went 85 yards on 13 plays. They went 90 yards on 9 plays. So that's dominating the line of scrimmage. That's being physical. Is just wearing out the defense of Pittsburgh. They was up 21-9. The game was over at halftime. Pittsburgh wasn't coming back to win this game. But the time of possession was the reason why they lost this game. 70-yard drive on 4 plays. That was it. That was all she wrote. They could have scored 50 points if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? That's how dominant they were in this game. And Henry had a big game. Let's look at his stats. Derrick Henry, 186 yards, almost 200 yards, man. 20 carries, 2 touchdowns, 81 yards by Lamar Jackson. They almost had 300 yards rushing in the game. Dominant performance. So the Ravens advanced, and still wasn't a year to get it done this year. Then you had on Sunday Buffalo beating Denver. Not a surprise here. Denver was up 7-3, but Buffalo was definitely going to handle their business. They did. They took care of their business. No surprise here. Sets up a great matchup between Buffalo and Baltimore. It's going to be a great matchup. Against that real shortly. Preview everything. Give my predictions on win that game. So this is not a surprise. No, James Cook had 120 yards rushing, 272 yards passing by Josh Allen. Did his thing, made it happen. So they, as a matter of fact, win. I'm not really surprised by the result. They're dealing with a rookie quarterback on Denver's side. They had a great season. They definitely overachieved, but this is the year of the Bills to advance the Super Bowl, possibly. Uh, that's what it comes down to. You got an MVP candidate and Josh Allen. So it is what it is, as far as that's concerned. This team is fit to go all the way. Green Bay, Philadelphia, this game was just definitely strange because, Green Bay just didn't play well. They were awful. The quarterback, Jordan Love, was awful. Defensively, they played well. The Eagles, the Packers played pretty good on defense. They did not, get overwhelmed. It's just that, you could do so much on the defensive end. Sometimes your offense got to step up. 3 interceptions not going to cut it with. You got Jordan Love, that signal caller, playing like that. This game definitely was in the balance. I mean, you look at the box score, 22-10. That wasn't a blowout. They had the chance. They had opportunities. It's 10-0 at halftime. So it's not like the Packers was out of it. Give credit to the defense of the Eagles. Their defense is really good. They had opportunities. The score was 16-10 in the fourth quarter. And Josh Jacobs scored a touchdown. So it's not like it was impossible for them to have a chance to win this game. But give credit to the Eagles. They did enough on defense. They didn't do great enough on offense. They wasn't great on offense. They scored 2 touchdowns, and that was it. But that's basically it. They wasn't great offensively. Just Brock had 119 yards rushing. Chris Scott played better, 131 yards, solid, okay game. But he has to elevate his game when he play the Rams this coming Sunday. but this offense was not as potent as they usually are. The weapons that they got at their disposal. Um, Give credit to the defense. Defense did a job. Had 2 sacks. But like I said, the Packers did their best on defense. They didn't give up two touchdowns. They were right there, 16-10. They just didn't do enough offensively. Give credit to the defense of the Eagles. Then the best game of the week and wild card weekend was 23-20 win. Washington, no surprise here. I mean, it was a toss-up game. I felt Tampa would win, but I'm not really surprised Washington won. This was a toss-up game, and they was able to get it done. Give credit to Jay Daniels as the Commanders in franchise history. Like, it's been a long time, nearly 7,000 days since they won a playoff game. The first time since 2006. So that's a long time. And they was able to win it on a walk-off field goal with a doink. Zane Gonzalez hit a 37-yard field goal as time expired. They won the game 23-20. Big time win for the Commanders. They'll face Detroit. I don't think they can win that game. Um, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they had their chances, but they had a costly turnover in the fourth quarter with Baker Mayfield, stuff like that, missed opportunities. Um, Big time win for Washington. They have won in the postseason since 2006 on January 7th when they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, actually, 17-10 in the wild card game. This organization definitely turned things around, getting the right people in place. Whether it be Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, whoever it is to get the people in place to make it happen. Forget about Magic Johnson though. It's all about the GM and the coach. It's not about him because he got he's a Hall of Famer in the NBA. But bottom line, they hired the right general manager to make things better and the correct coach to put this team in place. And now they're one game away to possibly going to the NFC Championship game, which I don't think is gonna happen. I think Detroit's gonna win the NFC to me. So give him credit. James Daniels played well. He was great in the cuts. His poise, everything that stood out. Uh, did his thing. This guy's numbers 24, 35, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, most important stat, no interceptions. Do not throw the ball in harm's way. That's what it's about. Then you had a terrible game between the Rams and the Vikings. The Vikings shoe didn't fit, man. They definitely did not live up to what they were supposed to do in the regular season. Last 2 weeks, scoring 9 points against Detroit, and now you score 9 points in the playoff game against the Vikings. 9 sacks, man, was the storyline for the Rams defense. They got after Sam Darnold. He couldn't move in the pocket, shut him down. Did what they had to do. 9 sacks as they won 27-9. Stafford had a solid game, 2 touchdown passes. Kyron Williams ran for 76 yards. Cooper Kupp ain't do that much. Their two receivers didn't do that much. Cleveland and Cup, but they just did enough to win the game. Now they advanced and play um, the Eagles on Sunday. 9 sacks. Amazing. Including a touchdown by Jared Verse. He recovered a fumble and he went. See how many yards he went. That recovery. 57 yards to make it 17-3. 17-3. This was before halftime. They did score a touchdown in the third quarter. So at least they did that. They didn't do that against Detroit. So, but this game was not a great performance by the Vikings as a whole. They did enough Rams, and now they move on to a divisional round against the Eagles. Well, bad way to finish the season for the a team like the Vikings. They had a great season. Sam Darnold had a great season, but just picked the wrong time to play poorly. Last 2 weeks of the games that they had to play against Detroit as well as the Rams, and we scored a total of 18 points. So from that perspective, they did done on the offensive end where they was doing, before 31-9. Now you lose 27-9. You can't have like that and be successful. So that's it for them. They go home, and now we got the divisional playoff round set up. We got Houston, Kansas City. I think Kansas City's gonna win this game. They're raring to go. They haven't played in a long time. I like Kansas City, man. Kansas City's gonna win. Texas had a great season, but This is a Chiefs time. They're trying to make history. They know they see the light at the end of the tunnel. They know they got a chance to make some history. No team in the Super Bowl era has ever won 3 Super Bowls in a row. And I think they're gonna try to make it happen. So they know we'll see for a reason they're gonna be well rested. With Kelsey, Mahomes, Chris Jones, they're gonna be ready to go. I like this Chiefs team because they're gonna win the game. So I just don't think they have enough Houston to get it done. This could be a close game, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think Kansas City's gonna win this game. Washington, Detroit. Washington has no pressure on them. They're playing with house money. All the pressure is on the Lions. The Lions gotta get it done. It's their time. They favored by 9.5 points. Keep your eyes on Marshawn Lattimore guarding Emmett St. Emmett Ross St. Brown, or he gonna guard him or Jameson Williams, but somebody got to guard one of those guys. So keep your eyes on that. Jameer Gibbs, obviously he's a big time running back. Keep your eyes on him. How rescue or how Command's gonna stop him. Keep your eyes on that because that's the key to the game. The matchup key to the game is the running game. Detroit against the defense of Washington. It was a run defense. How are they gonna stop that? How are you gonna stop that? Because now if Montgomery comes back, if he plays this week, we'll see. He's gonna be ready. When Gibbs and Montgomery are on the field, they averaged 138.5 yards during the regular season. And the Commanders have a terrible run defense. So that's why I gotta go with the Lions because they're giving up the most yards allowed, 137.5. You know what I'm saying? So they're not good against the run. So I gotta go obviously with Detroit to win this game convincingly. See, will David Montgomery be a go for this week? That's the key. What's the status? What's the status? So he's gonna play this week? Okay, it's saying that he's gonna be playing. It says gonna be returning confident and B. We'll see. I still like Detroit if he don't play. It's Detroit's year. It's their year. That was a Saturday game. Houston, Kansas City, Washington, Detroit. Now, next game, get into the Sunday games. Interesting games. Rams, Philadelphia. Obviously, Rams coming off a short week. They played on Monday night. A quick turnaround. See what they're gonna do now. These two teams met on the regular season. They couldn't stop Saquon Barkley, so you gotta keep your eyes on the run defense of Rams against the rushing attack of Philadelphia. How they gonna stop Saquon Barkley? Keep your eyes on that. Why? Because when they played against each other the first time, he had 255 yards. Saquon Barkley. He ran over him. So how would his defense stop Saquon Barkley again? What they gonna do this time? Can they make adjustments? Because he set an Eagles record against that run defense of Rams in November when they played each other. 70 and 72 yards with touchdowns. It was the ninth most yards rushing in the game in NFL history, 255 yards. Um, Stuff like that, 302 yards scrimmage. So what they gonna do against Barkley? Can they take him away? What they gonna do this time? So that's the question you gotta look at. But I like the Eagles in this game. I think they're gonna play better offensively as a whole. I think they're gonna do enough to beat this Rams team. The cold weather, I think it's gonna be a factor. They're not used to playing in the cold. The Rams playing the West Coast. I just think the Eagles are gonna get it done. Play better offense. Play better on defense even more. I like the Eagles to advance to the championship. We finally got the best game of the divisional weekend. No question about it. Is Buffalo versus Baltimore. Two high scoring teams. Two MVP candidates. Those are practically surprised if Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen share the MVP award. Don't be surprised. Now you look at this game. You keep your eyes on the quarterbacks, but keep your eyes on the running game. James Cook of Buffalo, obviously Derrick Henry of Baltimore. They're gonna need a running game because The condition is going to be very frigid. The temperature is going to be dipping below 10 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 12 Celsius into the equation as these two teams are going to be meeting. So it's going to be a very cold day. So they're going to need a running game, running attack to offset what they're going to do in the passing game. It's a big time game. I mean, Allen's in his peak of his prime. Jackson's at peak of his prime. It's a great game, tremendous game. I like Buffalo. I just think Buffalo gonna get it done. They're tough up there in Buffalo. I'm gonna be shocked if Baltimore wins. But this would be a great game. Come down to who has the ball first and the rushing attacks, man. Keep your eyes on that. Derrick Henry has surpassed 150 yards rushing 4 times in his 8 career playoff games. They got so much dominance on that running attack. So to keep your eyes on that for as Baltimore is concerned. Now, Buffalo could run the ball as well. I'm saying, but James Cook, he had big game last week. He ran for 1,000 yards during the regular season. Um, Josh Allen, he definitely could run the football as Jackson could run football. So this is a great matchup. Let's look at his rushing numbers during the regular season of Josh Allen. How many yards he ran this year? 600, excuse me, 531 yards, 531 yards, and he scored 12 touchdowns rushing. So they got attacked with Allen and Cook in the backfield. So keep your eyes on that. Um, let's look at Jackson. How many touchdown rushes did he have during the regular season? Obviously, he had a great season, 41 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions. But let's look at how many touchdowns did he score this year? Was running the ball. He had 4 touchdowns. He did run for 915 yards. He scored 4 touchdowns. That was it. So it's gonna be a great game. Like I said, overall, I think to me, it's gonna be all about Buffalo. Buffalo gonna win this game. They think they're gonna win. I think Josh Allen will be too much to handle for Baltimore. I don't think the cold weather is gonna be a factor because both teams played in cold weather. They're on the East Coast for the most part, so I don't think it's gonna be a factor. But definitely gonna be a premium on the running game for both sides. But I think Buffalo at home, Allen gonna play well at a higher level. Something gotta get. Obviously Lamar Jackson gotta continue to get better, improve in the postseason, try to get over that hump and play great, get to that Super Bowl. It's just the same thing with Josh Allen. Saying he's never been to Super Bowl himself. So something's gotta get with these two great quarterbacks going against each other. But I like Buffalo to win this game. All right, finally, let's get into on this day in sports history for January the 16th. Let's get into it. I'm gonna go over everything that took place during this day in sports history and just go over some. All right, we're gonna go back to 1888 on January 16th. Quebec Rugby Football Union forms. On January 16th, 1905, baseball outfielder Frank Huseman completed eighth transaction in 8 months. 1952, on January the 16th, U.S. Standard Board cleared Stan Musial to get an $85,000 salary. In 1960, on January 16th, Detroit right wing Gordie Howe scored a goal and assist in his 888th career game, a 3-1 win at home over Chicago, becoming NHL's all-time leading scorer with 947 points, passing Montreal's Maurice Richard. January 16, 1966, Chicago Blackhawks right wing Bobby Hull scored 4 goals in his 17th career hat trick in a 6-5 loss to New York Rangers, becoming the first player in team history to score 300 goals. 1970, January 16th, Kurt Flood filed a civil lawsuit challenging baseball's reserve clause. 1970, January 16th, the NFL realigned into 3 divisions, down from 4. 2019, January 16th, Stephen Curry, Golden State guard, was the first player in NBA history to hit 8+ 3-point field goals in 3 consecutive games, going 9 of 17 in 3-point shooting, and Warriors' 147-140 win over New Orleans. Teams combined for the NBA record 43 3-pointers. Same year in 2019, on January 16th, the Golden State Warriors break 2 franchise records in 142-111 win over Denver Nuggets, and first quarter record 10 3-point field goals on way to franchise best 51 points in the period. On 2018, January 16th, Houston guard James Harden became the first player to score 55+ points in back-to-back NBA games since Wilt Chamberlain did it in 1962. He scored 58 points in a 145-142 overtime loss to Brooklyn. 18 straight games with 30+ points. And that's it for the events that took place on this day for January 16th. Sports history, January 16th, what took place for the events. So that's it, man. That's it for today's show, episode number 35. It's like a milestone of an episode, turned 35. And I'll be back for episode number 36 to talk about what took place in the national championship game between Ohio State and Notre Dame. I got Ohio State winning that championship. Also recap the divisional playoff games. I'll be talking about that, stuff like that. To preview also the championship game for next week, and AFC, NFC championship games, stuff like that. So NBA, things of that nature. So that'd be it for this week. Check out the article that I have currently on E5280sports.com. Check that out. Check that out real soon. Check that out. Talk about what's going on in college football, national championship game being set up. That's already on the website, E5280sports.com. Check out that. I'll recap what took place in the playoff games for the national championship game being all set up between Ohio State and Notre Dame, recap the games and stuff like that. Also, I'll talk about head coach Bill McCartney, the head coach from Colorado. He passed away recently, age 84. He put Colorado on the map, so I'll talk about that. Definitely the greatest coach ever at Colorado. Won the national championship, could have won 2. Won one in 1990, not the one in 89 that he could have won. Talked about him and the NBA stuff like that, NFL. Also, I did my first annual All NFL team and regular season NFL awards that I gave out. I forgot to give out the award. I will include that in the next article. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. So get ready for that. So it's a great article, great piece that I put together. Check it out on E5280sports.com. E5280sports.com. Check out this article that I wrote that's currently up on the website. Enjoy if you like it. Right, so that's it, man. The time is up. Be back next week, same time, from 9 p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyles. Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyles, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Until then, talk to you next time. Next Thursday night, live on this platform. Be back next week. Until then, have a good night.